Hi boys and girls, and today I am going to be doing a review of William Grefé's The Devil's Sisters. I'm very excited to review this film. William Grefé reached out to me and he was very excited about this being released on DVD. A little back history. This film was made in the 60s and William Grefé made a couple prints and then they were shipped around the country to various drive-through movie theaters. And usually what happened is, end of the drive-through tour, the films would be so destroyed, there wouldn't be much left, and you would never see the film again. But that was okay, because that was before DVD or VHS anyway. And unfortunately, because prints were so expensive, filmmakers could not keep, usually, copies of their own films. So William Grefé decided to make his life mission to find a print again and to release on DVD. And luckily he found a film collector in Germany that had a print but was missing the last 8 minutes of the film, but otherwise was in fairly good condition. And this film, I have to say, as you know, I love William Grefé very much, and I love this film, definitely, but it's not your typical William Grefé film. This film is far more serious. Not that killer jellyfish are not serious, or killer sharks, or killer snakes. Those are very serious, boys and girls. But this has a more darker tone, because it is based off a true story, and I'm going to put a Wikipedia article down below to give you specifics. But there was two sisters in Mexico City that would kidnap girls, force them into prostitution, and once they were no longer of use, they would kill them and bury them in the yard. It was a heinous crime, a very horrible case of slavery, in my opinion, and was a huge scandal in Mexico City. And William Grefé picked up on the story and decided to make a film about it, and I think he does an amazing job keeping the serious tone of the topic, though I will have to say the cover of the film is very fun. It's definitely that cool schlocky cover. I love it. But it's actually a very serious movie, and I think he does an amazing job with amazing actors. But before I go into the review, boys and girls, I'm going to tell you a little story. And we have a poor little girl that has a broken heart, and she decides, you know what, I'm going to go to the city, I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to get a new life. And she hears about an ad in the paper about this great job, and they just want this young, pretty, smart woman. So of course she goes all the way there, is really excited. It's a beautiful house, it's a beautiful setup, and a really nice middle-aged woman who wants to help her. But lo and behold, it doesn't look like what it seems. She quickly finds out that it is actually a brothel. She is immediately raped and forced into prostitution. And one day, one of her customers happens to be the man that broke her heart, who also happens to be a police officer. And the brothel lady gets very nervous and decides she needs to go to the farm, so that they don't have to worry about the cops sniffing around. This farm, unfortunately, though, is a disgusting place. Women are put in these little tiny cells and are basically sold or killed or starved to death. Fun. And as I said, this is a serious tone film, and I was absolutely amazed by the acting of the film. I was especially really happy with Bill Marquez, who's been actually in a lot of other films. He's been in Hollywood. He's a Cuban-American actor. He does a great job as being this horrible pig that rapes our leading actress. And I was also a huge fan of Sharon Saxon, who plays the leading lady, and this was actually her first film, and I was totally amazed. She does a really great job, especially since there's almost no dialogue. A lot of it is talk over, so she really has to use her face and her emotions, and she does a great job without being over the top or theatrical, which sometimes you do see. She does a really great job being more subtle and really look like she's suffering. It's a really, really horrible story. There's no way to put it. In this film, it's definitely, I think what drew people into the drive-thru is because it was such a shocking story. As you know, human slavery today is unfortunately a very commonplace, but back then when these two sisters were caught, it was a huge scandal. No one ever thought that would happen, and it was a serious, serious situation, and I think this was great. I think especially in the end, what William Grefé did here, I think he did an amazing job. As I mentioned, the last 8 minutes of the film, and I'm not going to tell you the end because you have to watch the movie, the last 8 minutes of the film are missing. There's no way to get around it. There's no way to, you can't just get new actors and just finish the ending. I mean, that's going to look a little silly. I think William Grefé did an amazing job using a combination of stills, storyboards, as well as narration to finish the ending in a tasteful way. As well, though, keeping you still in the story. It didn't really... I was concerned when I heard that the last 8 minutes of the film, when he was going to have to figure out a way to finish the ending, because obviously the last 8 minutes is the most exciting part of the film. He did it in a way I thought was very tasteful and well done, and still kept you in the story. You weren't yanked back out again and then, okay, what? I think he did a great job with that. There's also some great director's commentary on this film. Grefé is a great storyteller. He needs a lot of great film stories. If you're ever interested in independent filmmaking, you really should watch a William Grefé film. Any of them, I think almost all of them have commentary. And just listen to the commentary because he tells you really great, amazing stories. Because this film was made with nothing, basically. And he had to make Florida be Mexico. This film was shot in Florida, but it was supposed to be Mexico. He did a great job. I never at one point was like, oh, this still looks like Florida. He actually found locations, to the best of his ability, that look pretty close to Mexico. So I want to give you huge props to this film. Like I said, it's not your typical happy-go-lucky killer jellyfish movie. But that's still serious. Killer jellyfish are serious, boys and girls. But this is definitely a well-done film. And like I said, I'm going to put an article of the true story down below that this was based on. It's still heinous regardless. And I highly suggest checking out this film. I highly suggest checking out the audio commentary. They also have a featurette making of as well. I think it's a great learning experience to listen to his commentaries. I highly suggest checking that out. And to please go out. I will have the links to purchase this film because William Grefé works so hard to get this released. It's important to pass the word around. And I hope everyone's doing well, boys and girls, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!